Hello, my name is Mrs. Montes, and welcome to my science lesson. Today we will be looking at waves and their application in technologies for information transfer. More specifically, Standard 1-PS4-1 will plan and conduct investigations to provide evidence that vibrating materials can make sound and that sound can make materials vibrate. Our objective for today is to make and use a kazoo to discover how vibrations create sound waves that travel through the air to your ear. Our big idea is that sound can make matter vibrate and vibrating matter can make sound. Some words to think about as we go through our lesson are sound, vibration, and waves. So today I will begin by asking students, what is that sound? And do we sometimes hear different kinds of sounds with our ears? We will briefly discuss different kinds of sounds such as music, loud noises, soft noises, singing, and buzzing. I will let the students know that today we will be talking about vibrations and buzzing kinds of sounds. We will then watch a short video on sounds and vibration shown below. So let's get into our experiment. What the buzz?
So today we'll make an instrument that anyone can play and get the buzz on sound vibrations. Vibrations create sound that travel through air. So have you ever tossed a pebble or a stone into a lake or a pool? Did you notice the ripples that happen through the water? So sound waves happen the same type of way. They travel through the air, kind of like a circle of ripples created by tossing a stone into water. So today we're going to make a kazoo to investigate vibrations that cause sound waves. So what we will need to make our kazoo are some toilet paper tubes, a piece of wax or parchment paper, a piece of aluminum paper. You're going to want to make these squares about 4 by 4 inches approximately. We will need some little rubber bands and a pencil. So what we'll start first, and you'll see that most of the items are things that we can find at home and something super easy to make. So we'll grab our toilet paper tube and about 1 to 2 inches down, we'll make a little hole. So we've started that, and you'll kind of just poke a hole, and you want it to be probably as big as the tip of your pencil. So something like that, if you can see. And then so we'll make another hole on our other one. So what we're doing is making our kazoos with 2 different types of materials so that we can contrast and compare the different vibrations we can make through sound. So what we'll do now is we'll take first our aluminum paper and we'll put it over the top of the toilet paper tube, but you want to do it on the end that's closer to the hole. So it doesn't have to be perfect, it doesn't have to be, exact, just the best that you can. So we'll take one of these rubber bands and we'll put it around. And you could put 2 just to, make sure that it's super secure. And we'll have that. So this is our kazoo number 1 with aluminum. And then so we'll take our second toilet paper tube with our hole in our parchment paper. And we'll go ahead and cover this like so. We'll put 1 rubber band. Like so. And then our second rubber band, we'll put a little bit closer to the top to get a little bit of a tighter hold on it. Okay, so what we'll tell the students now is to, in their partner pairs, and I've given them a sheet to take down their data, so their observations. They're going to want to pay attention to what kind of sounds they hear with their ears. Maybe if they're holding onto it and while they're blowing in their kazoo, what they can feel with their lips and their fingertips. And we're looking for vibrations. So let's start with our kazoo. So let me make sure our hole is exposed here. So if we say to the children or the students, if I go ahead and let's make some sounds with our mouth. So I'm going to say, ah! So that was really loud and that was really interesting. So if you could feel the tube, you would feel a little bit of a vibration, but you can hear the vibration make a loud buzzing sound. So that's how we know that the sound coming out of our mouths is causing a vibration. So a sound is causing a vibration. So let's go ahead and try that again with our parchment paper and see what kind of result we get. Oops, lost the hole. Here it is. What kind of sound we get when we blow into something that has a different type of material. So let's go, ah. So a lot lower, not as loud of a buzz. So definitely we know that the aluminum paper, it makes a louder noise or a louder buzz. So with our pears, we're going to want to try some different noises with our mouths. So we tried a little bit of a scream. Maybe we could try to sing and see how that sounds. If we say la 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 la, that's a different noise. If we make a humming sound, that's a different sound. So we go ahead and let the students try a variety of different ways of using their kazoos and seeing the different results that they get. The next last variation we might want to do with our kazoos is ask the students to go ahead and cover the hole and make those same kinds of sounds to see if we notice or observe anything different with our kazoo. So let's go ahead and go ah, ah, la 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 la, la 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 la. So we could, discuss with the class to notice there are some pitch or some sound differences that the noise or the buzzing sounds higher or lower. Some other variations we could do with the students is perhaps instead of or in addition to the toilet paper, using a paper towel. So what would happen if we increase the length of the tube? Or we can also discuss some different materials that we could use to see if they cause different types of noises or results in our vibration. One last thing that I would explain to the students is that when we see the vibration, we are making sound waves. So I think that a good visual would be to show them a pipe cleaner, something simple that we could pick up at the dollar store, and we want to have them manipulate it in their fingers. I know it could be a little bit tough and it's not going to be perfect like a sound wave, but just to get an idea of what a sound wave looks like. So I would describe that a sound wave has the waves and they have the length of the waves and then the amplitude, which is the height of the wave. So it's something that students can tangibly touch and see in addition to, the visuals that we have given during our lesson that preceded the experiment. As a wrap up to our experiment, we would do a whole class discussion after the pairs were able to think about what might happen, share their observations, and talk about it amongst themselves a little bit. As a class, we could share what did we see, what were first our predictions, what did we think was going to happen before we actually made our kazoo, what actually happened, did we hear our sound vibrations or our buzzing. And then also thinking of in the future, if we decided to do this experiment with different materials, what would our predictions be then? Do we think that if we used maybe plastic wrap, would we have a different outcome? Or if we used construction paper, how that might change our vibration or our sound wave that we get? So there are lots of ways that we can. So throughout our lesson, we had some key vocabulary that we wanted to pay special attention to. We learned about sound waves, we learned about vibrations, and we learned about amplitude. So we would go ahead and make sure we added those to our science journals that we keep throughout the year. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you enjoyed our experiments on kazoos and sound vibration.